Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and Geo Collaborate. This is an update for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 for the All Hazards Consortium, the sensitive information sharing environment where we share information across platforms from private sector liaisons within state emergency operations centers to owners and operators in the food, fuel, medical supply, logistics, communications, and energy sectors. Well, right now, Melissa is a Category 1 hurricane. We'll take a look at the stats in just a second, but it is regaining strength right now over the central Bahamas. You can see from this 1-minute satellite imagery from NOAA, this is from the GOES satellite, those white clouds there. You can almost see some rotations right over Long Island there in the Bahamas, and the wind fields are expanding. Let's take a look at the statistics. As of 5 o'clock today, Melissa's starting to accelerate northeastward over the Bahamas. Damaging winds, flooding rains, and dangerous storm surge continuing in the Bahamas through tonight. There's not a whole lot of elevation there in the Bahama Islands, so we can see that happening with the increased convection there, all those white clouds. That's some strong thunderstorm activity. Location 22.9 north, 74.8 west, about 80 miles southeast of the central Bahamas, and about 1,435 kilometers or 890 miles southwest of Bermuda. That's going to be its next stop. Winds right now, 90 miles per hour. That's a Category 1 hurricane. Minimum central pressure, 974 millibars, and it is starting to pick up more speed, moving northeast at 16 miles per hour. Take a look at the forecast here from the National Hurricane Center. This is of 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. There's that 90 mile per hour wind, but it is, and we can see it from the expanded thunderstorm activity around the center, expected to strengthen somewhat back into a Category 2 hurricane by tomorrow morning and maintain that status, even getting a little bit stronger as it's exiting the Bahamas, headed towards Bermuda. So we expect it to be a Category 2 hurricane from 5 o'clock in the morning Thursday until about 5 o'clock in the morning Friday. So another 24 hours. It's definitely intensifying, and we can tell that from the satellite imagery. But then by the time it interacts with Bermuda, it looks like it'll be a little bit weaker. This is the time, so between Thursday night and Friday morning here, looks like when it will interact with Bermuda. So I would say between this line and about this line is when we'll have a Bermuda interaction here. So on the right side of the storm, that's where Bermuda is going to be from the prediction. It looks like they could get into some tropical storm and hurricane force winds. There is a hurricane warning in effect now for Bermuda, and that's because the storm is going to impact Bermuda within the next 24 hours, between 24 and about 36 hours. So that's the time the Hurricane Center issues those hurricane warnings. We could have impacts on Bermuda since the storm is expected to pass just to the north and to the west of the island. That means it'll be on the eastern edge or the dirty side of the hurricane that we talk about, which is the side you really don't want to be when a storm passes you by. This is Geo Collaborate, and you can see the initial wind radii. Look how much larger it's gotten since Melissa has passed off the coast of Cuba. The 50-knot wind radii has gotten much larger, especially to the east and southeast of the center. And these winds are expanding out. So here's the Turks and Caicos where they have a tropical storm warning, and those tropical storm winds are expanding out towards there. So I do expect some sort of storm surge, perhaps 2-3 feet into the Turks and Caicos here, and then a little bit larger as the center of the hurricane passes by, like Long Island. This is Crooked Island, Cat Island. It looks like there will be impacts here. Again, elevations in the Bahamas are just not that high, so overwash in a hurricane like this could be pretty common. Now, we have what I would consider one of the most impressive satellite images I have ever seen of the eye of a hurricane. This is Hurricane Melissa. This image was taken from the Sentinel-2 satellite at 11:55 a.m. yesterday, when Melissa had 185 mile per hour winds and its pressure was 892 millibar. The Copernicus 2 satellite was orbiting and passed over at the most opportune time to capture this incredible image. Just look at this image. You can see multiple vortexes inside of the eye. Look at the eye wall around here. This is just incredible. This eye wall, these clouds from the surface, or just above the surface to the top right here, about 10 miles tall. And this is where the hurricane hunters were flying in and flying across to get measurements in the eye. And in some cases, the aircraft was circling inside of the eye, taking additional measurements. Now take a close look and pay attention to this part of the eye wall, when the 53rd Reserve Hurricane Hunters from the 53rd Weather Squadron, U.S. Air Force, flew through the eye and saw this. It's just incredible. Look at the detail, incredible structure to the eye wall. It's really amazing with Hurricane Melissa, because when we combine this image with the incredible still image and the data captured by the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunters yesterday, we can get even more information on this record-setting storm. The incredible eye wall of Melissa will have researchers working for a very long time to understand what happened with Melissa's core. Typically, when a major hurricane develops, like a Cat 3, 4, or 5, they undergo eye wall replacement cycles that temporarily weaken a hurricane before it intensifies again. They're called ERCs, and they happen when a second ring of intense storms develops and chokes off the inner eye wall, and the eye can get larger at times. When the new eye wall constricts closer to the center, pressure goes down and wind speeds usually pick up. Not all the time, but usually. Hurricane Melissa never underwent an eye wall replacement, as far as we know. That will take some research to understand why and whether this is a new phenomenon associated with sea surface temperatures that are way above average and ocean heat content that hasn't really been tapped at all this hurricane season. I want to talk quickly about a coastal storm that's developing too and impacting the mid-Atlantic states from, well, even down to South Carolina, up through the Outer Banks of North Carolina, into Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, and even New York and Connecticut coastlines up to the Cape and beyond. We have a low pressure system developing, and it's producing a lot of northeasterly winds that are coming in. And look at all these advisories. As a matter of fact, I'm going to back out here a little bit more. You can see the track, the forecast track of Melissa, which is going to impact Bermuda, and that's going to happen Thursday night into Friday. But look at all the advisories along the East Coast. Well, this one here, heavy surf advisories and wind advisories along Florida, partially due to the gradient from Hurricane Melissa as well. But as we go up towards the Outer Banks and then up to Virginia and Virginia Beach, and also off the coast of Ocean City, Maryland, and Delaware and New Jersey, we're going to have more beach erosion going on here with those strong northeasterly winds. Let's take a look at Bethany Beach right now. This is what it looks like, and boy, it seems like for the last several weeks, this is all the ocean has looked like. It's really taking a chunk out of the dunes there in Bethany. Hopefully, they have a beach replenishment program that's coming back in the springtime or early summer. Sometimes these things take 2-3 years to plan, but you can see that there is a lot of erosion going on. For those of you not familiar with the Delaware coastline here in Bethany Beach, this dune should have been all the way out here, right along this way, and it's about 5 feet tall. So that much sand was taken out, and the ocean is still trying to claim more sand. It's really incredible. Let's take a look at some of the, this is buoy number 44084, and we can tap into this data. This shows both wind gusts in the legend and wave heights, but this data is only the wave height, no wind information from this buoy currently. But you can see that the wave heights just a couple miles offshore are between 7 and 8 feet. Yesterday, there was a peak wave height of 8.9 feet, and it's been very steady through these tide cycles. That means the water is going to be coming up pretty far and chomping at these dunes even more. It's really impacting the beaches in Rehoboth and Dewey and Bethany. Ocean City is also taking it on the chin down in Maryland, and also New Jersey. Going down south just for a minute, this is Folly Island, South Carolina, and it is low tide. The waves have calmed down a little bit. Let's check out Virginia Beach. Here it is right now. It is a nasty day down in Virginia Beach. You can see that. The waves just as bad as they are up in Bethany Beach, Delaware, and they're really crashing down here, and they're impacting the beaches as well. But kind of a nasty day. Nobody's out on the beach, but look at all that white water because of those strong northeasterly winds. And here's Ocean City in Maryland. This is down towards the inlet. You can see the inlet right up in here. This is the inlet that comes in, and the water goes this way. Assateague Island is off behind the banner here. And sometimes when the tides get high, the ocean washes all the way up into this parking lot. They're disassembling from an activity that happened there over the weekend. But the waves are crashing up against the bulkheads there, the jetties, the stone jetties, and the winds are coming in at about 15 to 20 miles per hour with higher gusts, 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. And so this storm is going to be around for a couple of tide cycles in Ocean City. This is just a little bit further north in Ocean City at 21st Street, and the waves are really kicking up there, of course, taking a lot of sand back in, but they try to work very diligently in Ocean City to keep those beaches decent. But certainly today is not a day to be out there in the mid-Atlantic as this coastal storm develops and impacts the mid-Atlantic states, all the way up to Boston and Cape Cod as well. The ocean is going to take over for the next day or two. Sit back and do its thing. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. Thanks so much for watching. And please watch out for yourself and watch out for your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. Have yourself a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.